All right, we are live for the 131st episode of the
Let's Go podcast, and we're back. Another Gridiron Gauntlet edition of the HSL podcast with the Commish of the Gridiron Gauntlet, Yonason, Lowinger. We have a lot to get to. Let's get into it right away. Dave, take it away.
and with the Commish Yonason Lowinger with HSL Corporate Avi Edelman, and I am the
Your title keeps
certified
changing.
Gridiron Gauntlet certified personal confidential assistant to the Commissioner Yonason Lowinger, and it's a pleasure to be here, gentlemen.
And your name is David Gottlieb.
Oh yeah, and my name is David Gottlieb, and we're very excited. And I just want to say before we start, the 2025 Gridiron Gauntlet was one of my top 5 days of the year, even though I spent most of the day picking up trash. And I also had a daughter born in 2025.
Dave, in your 40 years of your life, it was one of your top 5 days of your life. Just don't sell it short. Has your life been so exciting?
That's it, having 2 kids and getting married.
Right,
It was really
and
a
your
lot of
wedding
fun.
is hopefully one of those days, and it's still in your top 5.
Yeah, I was gonna say, kid 1, kid 2, wedding. What other 2 days could have topped the Gauntlet outside of that?
That'll be a different
Day
episode.
you were
We'll
born.
talk
Day
about
you
the
were
days of
born.
next life.
Day you were born. Like other than that, there's nothing that should replace Gauntlet at 5.
The Jets beating the Patriots in the 2010 divisional round in Foxborough. I wasn't even there. Anyway, so it's really an amazing day. We've been working our tuchuses off, especially Yonason. We have a really exciting, fun day planned. I'm really excited. It was really a peak experience for me, and expecting the same thing this year. So, Yonason, let's get right into it.
Yeah.
What improvements do we have for this year's Gauntlet? And also, what percentage of the players are repeats?
Percentage of players repeats, I'll answer first, but it's more of a guess. I would say probably about 75%. 75% repeat, 25% new. A little bit of a guess,
Which,
though.
by the way, just to cut off Yonason for a second, the reason why that's such a high number is because, we won't get into this, but because our tournament, there's so many younger guys who are in Israel for yeshiva, coming back from Israel, going to Israel. A lot of those guys who want to play in the Gauntlet sometimes just logistically can't make it. So our 75% compared to another 75% is tremendously high, being that we're very reliant on these younger boys, younger yeshiva guys who are, a lot of times it's just very out of their control whether they make it or not.
Yep. We still have Gal Robinson trapped in Eretz Yisrael. He has a flight on Thursday. We hope he makes it back in time. But either way, in terms of improvements for the tournament this year, I'd like to think that we're improving it literally in every single category. Starting with food, you were on the phone with him this morning talking about improvements, upgrading the menu for breakfast, for lunch, new supper. We have Smash House now, upgrading supper as well. Massage therapists here, huge massage therapists. This way, first of all, just for the enjoyment of it, Dave, we're getting you a massage, that's for sure. Dave, you need one. Maybe it'll be add to your top 5 days of your life. That's for sure. And then also practically, we hope to avoid injuries. Get players massages, get them warmed up properly. So that's a big improvement. Geography, the great Dave Levinger, who I think maybe
We'll be
makes
back.
our tournament. Our tournament is almost nothing without Dave Levinger, and he put out some incredible highlight clips last year. We are going to be tripling those highlight clips. We are also going to be adding mic'd up players with Instagram type reels of mic'd up players with what's his name? What's his name? Who does the
David Nisanov. David Nisanov. He recently helped us create a couple of really cool Instagram reels, including mic'd up Caleb Pollen playing
check that out,
basketball in a
guys.
suit. Cool
Caleb
stuff. Nisanov's going to be on site with his mics and
So
getting
that's
some
gonna be
mic'd
incredible.
up
Also,
stuff.
upgrading the music action, upgrading also the custom signage, which is first of all an experience for both our players and sponsors. Obviously, where we want to give more to our sponsors every year, and also the players will feel more part of a bigger and better event. The schedule, we started an hour later this year, which players asked for. We also moved the playoffs after lunch, so no one has to feel like they're leaving early. We added a regular season game so people get to play more matchups. We're making the end zones bigger after discussions from last year that it was too small. Quarterbacks are complaining it's hard to score. Dave, I don't know, maybe the offense is not good enough. These guys were complaining they couldn't score. I don't know. Defenses were too good. Fine, so we'll make the end zones bigger, whatever they need, So we'd like to think top to bottom, improving across the board. The tournament, it should be epic, should be unbelievable. Really can't wait.
Another thing also, which I'll put on the chat, but just like, this might not have been an improvement, but again, I think the people really liked it. The HSL WhatsApp status will have constant updates and highlights throughout the day. So if you finish your game, you caught an awesome touchdown, or you want to see if this player was offside or whatever, I'll be constantly ripping videos on my WhatsApp status, so I'll send the number on the chat for everyone to save. Also for our sponsors, constant content, constant publicity on the WhatsApp status throughout the day. So you can follow along by lunch. You want to catch up, see what's going on. Check it out.
Love it. Also, I want to throw out also merch. We added also extra merch. Just want to point that out. Obviously, also players love merch, and we shout out to Imprint, to my brother and Adina for.
Oh wait, 1 second. I just realized this might not be broadcasting live. Hold on.
Is it not?
That's weird.
Why not?
No, it's recording. I just it doesn't look like it. It doesn't.
I think you got another
look.
coffee.
Hold on. I don't know why it didn't.
This is all still going to be shown to the people, Yonason. So keep that handsome face on.
Yeah,
I'm
that's
ready.
very weird because I did click the go live thing.
Could you do it
could
now?
keep. I'm trying to figure out if I could do it mid broadcast. I just went to.
Yeah,
We
definitely
didn't do
not
power
live.
rankings or schedule yet. That's the important things to do live. So
Yeah.
Yeah.
What we could do is what I'm gonna do is I think we should
start
stop
over
this.
132nd episode.
No, not start over. No. Stop it and we'll combine it. Yeah.
Yeah.
Are we doing
Okay.
that?
I'm gonna stop it. I'm gonna
Yeah,
stop it
yeah.
and send you a fresh
Guys,
one.
what an episode! What an episode, boys!
All right, now we're continuing. Yeah, so the first 6 minutes we'll put together with this. We were talking about all the improvements and all of the different exciting things we have planned for the Gauntlet. Avi, is it live now? Did you check?
I'm going to check right now.
Yeah,
live
it's live.
at
It's
the
live.
top.
It's live. We're good.
So
So
We're
one
good.
last thing
We're
before
good.
we jump into the power.
Wait, why don't we
rankings.
just take it for the? Why don't we just take it from the top? What's wrong? Let's take
We're not
it
taking
from the
it
top.
from the top again. But one last thing before we jump into the power rankings is we will obviously want to announce our new partner this year, our Tzedakah, Ezra, formerly known as Project Ezra, who does unbelievable work. Avi, you want to talk about them
Yeah,
for a
I'll
minute?
talk about that. I'm trying to make sure we actually are live.
Yeah,
I
we
don't-
are. We are.
You're
We
sure
are.
we're live?
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah. It says on my page. Before you talk about Ezra, actually, I also want to thank RSK, where we really learned a lot from about how
Yeah.
Shout
to
out
run
Yossi
a
Rosenberg,
tournament.
Aaron Barhoran,
Big
Malcolm
shout out.
Gilbert.
Yeah, big shout out to all those guys. And I'm all, several times I combed through their recap videos and, get ideas, see how it works. And I just want to share one thing here for everybody.
What are we sharing?
You'll see in a second.
Dave, I don't know what
That we
you're
have I've ever been a part of.
Dave, when that first came out, all my friends posted that to, like, every WhatsApp chat I was on. It's already been out there.
What year is that from, Yonason? What
so
year is that
It's
from?
from, like, RSK, like, 2 years ago. I don't know.
Is that when I won the championship?
2023,
Probably
is
not.
that when you won?
I don't recall.
Or
I don't think you've won a championship anytime recently.
Or the 3 years after I did it with the championship.
So when I found that, Yonason looks so cute in the video. He's so excited. He's so pumped. But the truth is, he really brought that
Many are saying-
incredible, infectious energy. Many are saying to this whole tournament. So huge Yasher Koch to Yonason. Okay, so Avi, you were going to tell us about Ezra, and then we'll get into the power rankings.
So as much as we are, super hyped and excited, and as you guys will all go back and watch the first 7 minutes of the podcast where we talk about all the upgrades and the merch and the massage tables and the food and all that fun stuff, at the end of the day, what this really comes down to is supporting Project Ezra, our tzedakah. Project Ezra, besides for the fact that they're run by amazing people, which we hope will make an appearance, maybe even speak a little bit at the event, they're an amazing organization that focuses a lot on the real charity, on real support for people who are in need, people who are struggling, whether it's financially, whether it's for food. But as important, or arguably more importantly, they also very much focus on once you give those people the help they need, or even people who don't necessarily need help, from a naked eye. They don't look like they're struggling. They look like they have a big house and they're fine. Is really the financial coaching and sort of keeping them, stable. A lot of people have a lot of things going on behind the scenes that we don't know about, whether it's credit card debt or, a lot of other real struggles people have. And Project Ezra does a great job at coaching people through these struggles and, sort of allowing them once they're either, stable or even people who are currently stable to sort of stay stable who are struggling behind the scenes. It's a tremendous Yasher Koach and tremendous, amazing things they do that we don't even know most of what they do and the power of what they do to help. And it's just an amazing, we feel a tremendous amount of gratitude for Project Ezra to partner up with us in such an awesome event.
I just want to add two things. One is, like, just getting into a little of the specifics. I dug through the website. People here are always like financial problems, financial coaching, like, and you dig more through the examples of what they help with. People like who don't have jobs, helping them get jobs, like the right jobs with college and stuff like that, and also paying for medications that people desperately need, and paying for helping kids with school and social work and the like important things, really important things that people just don't even realize. They just hear, they're in financial need, but these are the life-saving things, and I love the idea of not just giving people money. This is also something that we've heard from RSK, but like the idea of like helping them have self-sufficiency with dignity, and I really think Ezra does an unbelievable job with that. And I've read through some of the stories of the website from people who have been helped, and it's really, truly unbelievable. The other thing I want to say is shout out to Rachel Kirsch and Michael Sofer, who we've been working with from Project Ezra, who've been incredible to work with and very helpful. Happy to have them as our partner for the tournament.
And if you're watching either this whole podcast or the specific part about the podcast where we give you a shout out because we're giving you a shout out, we really hope you guys can make it. Obviously it's a very busy day. It's Sunday, 2 Sundays before Pesach, and people are busy getting ready, especially if you're making Pesach and hosting people. But hopefully you can make it for a little bit to at least see the event that we put on for you guys. So we're really looking forward.
Absolutely. Power rankings. All right, Dave, you ready?
I'm ready, babe.
All right, I have the teams right here. I have the teams in front of me. And I'll start with actually, by the way, the power rankings are very different for tier 1, for tier 2, how I'm going to go about it. The way I would break down tier 1 actually is there's really 3 tiers. I would say there's two top favorites, sort of, 2 middle teams that like I could definitely see winning, and 2 teams that are the underdogs, and let's see what they've got. That's how I'd break it down into 3 tiers in tier 1. The top 2 I would say would be Avrami Zegelbaum's CBS Donuts and Ellie Siegel's Rides to Fly BP Wolfpack. Those are the 2 teams I would say are at the top. Hard for me to pick between them. If I'm gonna have to choose in my power rankings, I'm gonna have to put Avrami at the top because listen, those guys won last year and they made great additions.
Whoa, Yonason, you're going 1 to 6, not 6 to 1.
Ooh, it's too late. I already started. We'll do 6 to 1 for the other way for tier 2. I already started, Avi.
Yeah, I was so confused. You obviously don't watch many of Avi's HSL rankings.
I'm sorry. You're right.
Yeah,
I'm sorry.
Looks like I could cross off Yonason Lowinger from viewing the HSL podcast outside of the Gauntlet.
I've never viewed the HSL podcast outside of the Gauntlet. I'm sorry. I apologize.
It's okay.
What's it called? Yeah, I'll have to start watching more. This way I'll be better prepared. I have to learn from my mistakes.
To properly do the power rankings.
Yeah.
Anyways, go ahead. So who do you have over Yonason? Again, this is I don't want to run into this. This is a tremendous.
Oh no, I'm gonna go through this right now. I'm gonna go through this.
Okay.
So number 1, I have
there's a lot of back and forth here between the top 2 teams.
The 2 reasons why I'm gonna have them over the Donuts. The Donuts over the Wolfpack, over the Lakewood team, is because A, they won last year. So when you do power rankings, you earn that respect. They won. These guys won. Shlomo Open won. Shmuley Rubenstein won. Shalom Prager won. Moshe Zinn won. I might be forgetting a name, and I apologize. But these guys won. And let me see who I'm forgetting potentially. I don't want to miss a name. That's someone who won. Yeah, those guys won, yeah, and they deserve that. So they deserve to hold that number 1 spot because they made good additions. The second reason is I think both offenses are off the charts, but I think as long as Gav Robinson especially makes it back from Eretz Yisrael in time, I think the Donuts should have a better defense. That's my personal take. Gav Robinson is an absolute sticky lockdown corner, maybe the best corner in terms of stickiness in the entire tournament. And I think they overall have a better defense than the Lakewood team. So I'm going to keep them at number 1. I'm going to put Lakewood at number 2. I want to discuss the Lakewood team for a second also, besides for last year's tournament MVP Menachem Lieberman, who's very likely the best receiver in this entire tournament, and Ellie Siegel, who just knows how to win. And I mean, don't want to take away from his talent, super talented also, but he just wins everything he plays in. And I'm not even going to count his loss last year. Not because they were missing Moshe Shook, who's a great tight end who's playing this year, but because he came in halfway, he only played half and half, so we're not counting that. But Ellie Siegel, everything else he's played in, he's won. So you got to give him credit for that, and that's why they definitely deserve to be in this upper echelon, or wait, am I pronouncing that word right? Too late. In this tier, the top 2.
Yeah, you are.
But they have Ezzy Jaski. I want to talk about Ezzy Jaski. When I was a kid, I played with Ezzy Jaski actually in the Aviator League. Ezzy was the best receiver my age. He was unbelievable. They're having him fly in from Florida. We're bringing in reinforcements. Ezzy is phenomenal. Huge pickup for this team. Mati Weiss, a big addition as a rusher. Menachem Dubin, big addition as a corner. Clapper, I don't remember if Clapper played last year actually, but also a great player who could play multiple positions. Moshe Shook, obviously huge, maybe the biggest addition as a tight end. They bring back Podolski, super quick. Lieber, unbelievable hands, deep threat. Like, these guys are off the charts. Shoshana's finally playing this year, coming out of retirement, safety. It's just Raful joined the team as a rusher. It's a fantastic team, top to bottom. And obviously, shout out to the captain, Yitzi Joslet, who's been so helpful with us with other aspects of the tournament, bringing in sponsors, taking care of the team, helping and bring donations. Just he's been a huge help, and looking forward to seeing them play. That's my number 2.
is there any bit of like we see it all the time in sports, with our basketball league, especially for the Lakewood team, Rides to Fly? Is there any bit of extra, energy, extra extra? They want it more. Obviously, last year they were missing a few guys, but they won in the LBA. What was the last 4 years, 5 years? Maybe they haven't lost in forever. They lose on this crazy 1 in a million play. Do you factor, when you're doing the power rankings 1 versus 2, do you factor that in at all, of sort of the Lakewood team coming in with not only reinforcements but this extra energy that maybe they'll just want it more, and they'll that will sort of get them. They're so close in talent.
I think that's there. I do think they have a chip on their shoulder in that way. But I think these type of guys, I'm not gonna say a cliche that I say this about every team. I think I know a lot of guys on this team. They somehow always play with a chip on their shoulder. Some of these guys always have that aggressive energy, and it's a credit in football to some of these guys who play like that. And I think that team has it. These guys always play like that. They want it badly. It doesn't matter how long they've been winning for. So, but yeah.
Got it.
Yeah, that's what I would say. So them 1, them 2. My next tier really would be between, and this is tough. I don't even know how to differentiate these two also. Would be the Twillery Dragon Warriors and the Advanced Flooring Mario Bros. It's really tough. It's really tough. I'm just gonna say I feel like maybe they're bringing more reinforcements, a bigger team. You know what? I'm gonna give it to Dovey Man. I'm gonna put Dovey Man at 3. I'm gonna put the Advanced Flooring Mario Bros at 3. Dovey Man did not play in the tournament last year. He's a fantastic lefty quarterback. I think he's bringing the best D-line in the tournament potentially. I'm going to get a lot of hate for saying that statement. I know Tepler's not going to be happy with me saying that. A lot of other, Alicia Niv's playing the Zagabam, a lot of other really good D-linemen. I don't know if Nussbaum's joining up with Siegel at the end, or they have a fool or whatever. Yosef Grossman, you know Yosef Grossman very well, and David Mermelstein. This is the most powerful D-lineman for sure. For sure the most powerful D-line. That goes without question, right? Add in David
Yosef Grossman has his he has a target on Avrami Zegelbaum's back after the Twillery video yesterday.
Yosef Grossman will try to start up trouble and fights with as many people as he possibly can. That's usually the goal, and we like that, and we want that, and we respect that. Yeah.
Yes.
That's a powerful D-line. And that team also, they're bringing in some Sephardi players. We got also Adam Mermelstein, who's played with the Sephardi in the past at center, great player. Jack Jamal, safety corner, also fantastic. Shout out Aaron Fox at corner, who did a great job with the raising money. At receivers, they have Bennett, who won the Tier 2 championships last year. They have Dan Stein, who's a great receiver, who was supposed to play last year, but he got injured. They have Captain Full Wexler. Shout out to Wex for putting this team together. And I feel bad for anyone's names I'm missing. I sometimes don't get every name in, or I forget. I can't remember everyone off the top of my head. But Yoni Levine joining last second, a great corner. Him and Dubba Katz together. Yoni at corner. Katz big time, probably the number 1 receiver on this team. It's an outstanding squad. It really is. I'm gonna put them at 3 because they have a powerful D-line, and Dovey Man's just a great winning quarterback. So that's my number 3 in the power rankings. What do you hold of that?
Well, I haven't seen Dovey Man play quarterback since I saw him in Camp Rome, so I can't really talk much to Dovey Man's quarterback, but I did hear Dovey was absolutely ripping it up the last bunch of years. I know last year.
Did you hear that Dovey had a baby yesterday?
Oh, he did? Wow.
By the way,
was it that Dovey couldn't play last year because he was engaged or getting married?
Dovey was getting married last year, yeah.
Right. Yeah, I know he's married. I actually saw him in a restaurant in Israel. He didn't see me, but I didn't go over to him.
Avi, he was starstruck. He saw you. He ran. Avi, that happens.
He saw me. He was intimidated. It makes sense. Romo. Anyways, I did not know he had a baby. Mazel tov. Was it a boy or girl?
Baby usually means girl, but I'm not sure.
Baby means girl?
Am I wrong? Baby means girl.
I didn't know that. Does that happen?
It's just funny. I don't know what it means.
Yeah,
it's funny.
No, I did not, but I heard Dovey's awesome, and he has a great team around him with his D line, as you were talking about, and it's not a long game; it's a short game, especially once you get the playoffs and championships. I don't know football as well as I know as well as I know softball. Basketball, it's probably the least of anything could happen. Softball, really anything could happen.
Avi, you know how in basketball you're the Jewish Draymond Green? Do you have a similar football?
Eli Manning.
The Jewish Draymond Green.
You're the Jewish Eli.
I'm an Eli Manning. Yeah.
What does it mean you're an Eli Manning? That you're huge?
Eli Manning because he's retired and he does podcasts.
I have no mobility. I throw a lot of interceptions, but I have a great slant route pass, and I just get the ball out quick, boom, boom, boom. But no deep ball and no mobility, and a lot of interceptions. That's why I'm like Eli Manning. Anyways, listen, a quarterback like Dovey and the D-line they have, you never know. Do they have the talent the top teams have? No. but I think they definitely could compete. And the 4 you have who? Go ahead, Yonason.
I want to say something before I get to the 4th team, something about each quarterback. Avrami Zeigelbaum, per talent, is probably the most talented quarterback in this league. I mean, he can make every throw. He can throw 70 yards. He has like NFL arm strength. He can run really fast. Avrami on talent level.
70 yards.
At least
he can really throw 70. He can throw 70 yards.
Avrami can throw 70 yards, just about 70 yards. Yeah.
Avrami's a freak. The guy's a freak in nature.
How many yards can Aaron Rodgers throw a ball?
Probably, I mean, if he's just warming up on a field without no players, I think he's probably throw like 80, 85 now. I don't know. I made that up.
So not even that much more. No, Aaron Rodgers.
Avrami Zeigelbaum could throw further than Ryan Fitzpatrick. Let's put it that way, and Chad Pennington, I mean, again, NFL football size might be a little bigger, so it's different, but you get the point. Ellie Siegel, like I said, has that gene of just knowing what it takes to win, and that's like, and you think that talent trumps that, but not necessarily. Ellie Siegel, that IQ and that experience trumps physical talent all the time. Yes. And what I want to say about
all the time, Dave. People are winners. They win. They find ways to win. They do what it needs to take to win.
There we go, Avi. HSL Sunday morning.
Yeah.
And I want to say about Dovey Man. Dovey Man has a move that no other quarterback has. First of all, Dovey Man can make every throw also. Dovey Man has a move.
Yonason, your 20-minute podcast is turning in... Yonason, your 20-minute podcast is turning into 20 minutes of you glazing football players, by the way.
I'm sorry. That's what the players want. They want to be glazed. But Dovey's got a move that no one else has.
I'm just saying, your 20 minutes really went quickly.
And we learned this from the international players. It's called, like, the dip move. It's where it's the best move to avoid your flag getting pulled. It's where you dip. Instead of juking or spinning or jumping, which is illegal, you dip. You actually get low. Now, the reason why most players can't do it is because then it stops your whole momentum. Dovey Man can dip and continue running, and he's probably the only player, maybe one of 2 players in the whole tournament who can do it, and you'll probably get to see it in action on Sunday. Either way, getting to the 4th team. 4th team, Eliezer Weissmandel, coming fresh off winning the Muncie Championships, actually dominating the Muncie Championships versus me.
Crushing somebody on this podcast. Absolutely crushing.
Crushing so much that Eliezer Kiffel didn't come back to the tournament this year.
Who is the one who is doing the crushing?
Eliezer Weissmandel, yeah, he destroyed us. I mean, Eliezer's taking a break. He had a baby. He's coming back next year stronger, better than ever. But yeah,
wait, he's taking a break or he's 4th in the power rankings?
No, Eliezer Weissmandel. I was talking about Eliezer Kiffel's taking a break. Yeah. Eliezer Weissmandel coming with captain of Rummy Tepler, who did me a huge favor by creating a team, and I really appreciate that. I can't say enough how much I appreciate it. Tepler, an unbelievable defensive lineman, brings unbelievable energy also and passion to the field, which people, say, okay, well, that's overrated. No. Passion and energy is not overrated. He gets the team going, and I think that's super important. New addition to the tournament this year, Daniel Lazarus, Moshe Sharf. Great players. Lazarus as a receiver, Sharf more as a corner. Shmuel Olshan, a great D-line. Shuel Alexander in his prime. I don't know if he's still in his prime. He's only like 22 years old, but I feel like he's ready to stop like slowing down on football because he's telling me he's getting a size large jersey, but he used to be the fastest receiver. So we'll see if Shuel Alexander still is the fastest receiver. And Kobe Walden, an outstanding defender at safety. Super quick, super hard flag to grab. You got to get his flag right away, otherwise you're gone. He's making multiple guys miss per play, and he's a candidate for Defensive Player of the Day potentially, as is Tepler. This is really, really an amazing team. Avi Klein at center, a veteran, a guy who's been around multiple leagues, knows how to win. This is a great team. They could easily be higher in the power rankings. They could easily win it all, but they're my number 4 right now.
Yonason, is all the football town outside of Lakewood all Romu born? Is that how it works?
Of course, Romu is the center of all talent being born. That is, everyone knows that.
I'm actually being somewhat serious here. Usually I like to gloat and make say how much of a legend I am, but like every big name you brought up outside of Lakewood, for the most part, all were in Romu for years. It just seems like a theme with me, whether it's Tepler or Zegelbaum or Mann or.
Guys, when I was in Romu like 25 years ago, I don't remember football being a sport. What surprises
Yeah, no, football.
you
When
about
I was
that?
a kid, football was not in Romu. It only started later.
So there's flag football starting at what age?
Yeah, no, now they have flag football. It's one of their best sports, biggest sports.
And did they eliminate one of the core 4 sports, or now there's 5?
No, they have 5 now. They have 5 now.
So they have basketball, soft.
They still let kids do frog hunting and DS. They still have that.
I don't even remember that. So they have softball, basketball, floor hockey, volleyball, and
football. Oh, most camps now actually don't have softball for sure, and a lot don't have hockey. No volleyball either, right? It's mostly now football and basketball. A lot of
really.
camps. Yeah, it's
Yeah,
the
yeah.
Romu's the rarity.
The more manly cams.
Why'd they cut softball out?
Because they can't
Maybe
handle it. They can't hit off good
Shoreshes
pitchers.
and,
I don't know. I don't know how it is, Dave. Either way, let's move on to number 5. 5 and 6, we got two teams. The next two teams I would say is the.
All right, any
Fast
chance
and
we can do
Halberstadt-
tier 2 a little quicker?
Yeah, we're gonna do tier 2 much quicker. I'll go through it quicker. Not because they don't deserve it, just because we want to get on with the podcast, get to the schedule. But 5 and 6, I would say, is the Fast
Yeah,
and
he spent
Halberstadt
almost 20
Bowl
minutes
and the,
on tier 1. Yeah.
Yeah, Evergreen Benefit Group Bolts. Who would I have above? I'm going to go with the Bolts. I'm going to go with the Bolts at 5. Chaim Finkelstein has won the Baltimore League, I heard like 4 or 5 times out of the last 6 years. Veteran QB. David Newman, I know, is a phenomenal receiver. They just picked up Chizkio Burston, supposed to be the best rusher in TNEC. Morty Retches, I know, is a phenomenal athlete. Yaakov Rosenbaum, the singer, great receiving threat from tight end. Zach Lerner, I don't know. Say it again? David, you don't know this David Newman. He's outstanding. He plays in the LBA. And he played in Israel.
Okay.
Meir Gohari, a big boy receiver, great player. Who else do I know from this team? I don't know Zach Lerner, but I know Shia Lerner was one of the best safeties back in the day. This is his brother. So another really great team, mainly from Baltimore. Shua Kraz now at center, a beast at center. So a great team. And again, we'll see. Listen, maybe I'm lighting a fire under them by putting them only at low as 5, and we'll see if they can, move themselves higher and beat some of these teams that I'm calling better. We'll see. Number 6, Fast and Halberstadt Retro Bowl. We've got Akiva Klein's team. And again, you got Ari Rokach, who actually won Tier 1 championships last year. You got Benny Deitch, who I've won a championship with in 5 towns. He is a 6'3" receiver who's also a great defender.
Wait, Ari Rokach moved teams?
Rokach moved teams. But Rokach wants to show he can win with anyone. It's him. It's not the team. It's him. Rokach's won in AFI. He's won in Israel. He won in the tournament. He wants to show he can win everywhere,
He's on now. He's going to win in the EYG benefit group in
oh,
MSL
you bet. Muncie Baseball, absolutely.
Ari's playing in MSL?
Yeah,
yeah.
I picked him up that
hold on, Daniel. Hold on for a second. Hold on. Avi, why is Ari in MSL? Where's he? He's traveling from Lake. I thought he lives in Lakewood.
He lives in Muncie.
He moved to Muncie. Yonason recruited him to our team. Yeah.
Wow. How come he moved to Muncie?
They recruited Ari Rokach and Benji Ashkenazi. Some big ones.
Yeah, Benji's my catcher.
One second. How come Ari moved to Muncie?
Because his wife's from
No,
Muncie.
I'm not ready. Shut up for a minute. How come his wife's from Muncie? Okay, go on. All right, continue the glaze. Let's
now
go.
I can continue. That's all you wanted to hear. That's all you needed.
It's just hard to stop you. You're like a locomotive.
No.
The passion is just the passion.
You can't have it both ways. You can't tell me to hurry it up, but then also stop. You can't do it both ways. You gotta pick your poison.
It's a fair point.
Yeah.
It's a fair point.
It's
a fair point.
Let's finish it up. So Retro Bowl, like I said, Yitz DeVore, another good receiver. Yehuda Deitch has great chemistry with Akiva Klein. Tzvi Fierman, supposedly a beast on the O-line, and Simcha Gold, a beast at tight end from Lakewood. And Morty Stolten, a speed rusher. So a great team. Again, I'm putting them at 6, but it's really great players. Like, this type of team would win Tier 2, but we'll see. They're at the bottom of Tier 1. Again, maybe I'm also lighting a fire under them, and we'll see if they can be better than I'm putting them. And
So
we'll
can
see
I
how
ask you a
they
question?
perform. Yes.
Okay, I have a question. You went through these players, salivated over several players on each team. Can any team win a title, honestly speaking? Can any team win the title in Tier 1? Honest.
If I'm giving my honest take, it's very hard sometimes in a tier for the bottom teams who are considered quote-unquote the bottom teams to win. But I will say, we play short games. It's not a 25-minute game, not 25-minute halves. All it takes is one big pick 6, one big deep ball touchdown. The whole game's changed. You never know. That's what I'd like to say. And there's talent.
Well, I think the answer Yonason was trying to say is no. The bottom teams probably cannot win. However, like I mentioned in the beginning, because they are shortened games, Avrami Zegelbaum, a tip ball goes for a touchdown, and the next drive, a drop pass goes for a pick 6 back to back. You never know. The answer is you never know. The reality is no, but at the same time, you never know. That's my
Okay, one more question. Last year's final game, what would you have put the betting line, Yonason, on that game before the game?
Before the game, honestly, I would have put it like even odds type. There was almost no favorite. The both teams were coming and playing pretty well. Tzvi Lieber getting maybe a little bit towards 5 downs. Tzvi Lieber got hurt, and that put the Lakewood team a little bit short-handed. You'll notice on the Hail Mary, Dov Podolsky, who's about 5'3", was in on a Hail Mary.
Notice on the Hail Mary, Jonas.
A Hail Mary was the final play of the game where they chucked it up deep and they had a touchdown. You want to put taller defenders in there, but they were short-handed. Tzvi Lieber got hurt. So maybe with Lieber's injury, I would give the 5 towns team a slight edge, but pretty much even.
Also, Ellie Siegel came in the middle of the tournament. He didn't.
And he was switching off a chop. They were going back and forth.
He was switching off. He probably wasn't in a full group. I definitely would have given the the edge toward the 5 towns. But at the end of the day, the Lakewood team rides to fly. They had the championship won. There was a freak play that, and
Shout
well
out Gordon
deserved.
Company's Aaron Gordon, our insurance guy who sponsored last year's championship team. Yeah.
Who will once again be a sponsor for the tournament as well. We appreciate Gordon Company's everything they do. If you need insurance, contact Aaron Gordon.
Yonason, I'm asking questions because I personally just find it more engaging than hearing all the names. If you had your 1 seed versus your 2 seed in the finals again this year, what are you putting the game line at? Actually, let's do it a little differently. What are the odds for your 1 seed and your 2 seed to win the tournament? Avi, Jeff Solimanov is great at doing this. He just spits these out.
You know what? Dave, I'm gonna be Jewish. I'm gonna flip the question back on you guys. Dave, who's your pick? Who's your pick to win in Tier 1? Who's your pick to win?
Okay. Okay, hold on. I need to share a screen for that. So I got to go with the Zagelbaum team. I think they're known as the Donuts.
The Donuts. CBS Donuts.
Yes. CBS Donuts.
CBS Donuts. I got to show you guys something.
Shout out CBS sponsoring again for the 2nd straight year. Now that Kiffle bailed, CBS went to the Zagelbaum team.
So I am an unofficial member of an elite exclusive club called Jubal, and I'm bringing
you officially got in, Dave?
No. But
okay.
For
by the way, for
podcast,
anyone who wants to become an exclusive member, you just have to be Jewish and play ball and be friends with Prager.
Wait a second. I was told I'll never be allowed in there.
No, I'm actually planning on.
You probably won't be allowed in there.
I'm actually hoping to align my life that I can play Jubal starting fall 2026. That's the plan. I didn't get in yet, but...
Could be, first of all, there's questions on your yichus. Second of all, you don't really play ball. And third of all, I don't know if you're friends with Prager. So, Avi, I don't know if you have any of the 3.
Prager good. First of all, Prager kisses out to me. Second of all, I'm the Eli Manning of quarterback. So I win.
So anyway, we have here Jubal, which I've only started to learn about after last year's tournament. And it's a community, it's a cult, and they write up every week. Like, look at this. Every week there's a recap. The commissioner of Jubal is named Shalom Prager. He's on the team that won last year. And I think there's just something magical about Jubal. And there's an expression in Jubal for a long time. There's an expression IJWT, which means in Jordan we trust. And now, for those of us in the Jubal group, we say in Shalom we trust, ISWT. So in Shalom we trust, and we think they're just going to do it based on the community, based on the passion, based on the level of obsession they have. It's going to be Jubal. I'm assuming Zagelbaum plays in Jubal, by the way, right?
Yes, he does.
Yeah,
he does.
yeah.
Avi, who's your pick?
So I'm going with Jubal. It's going to be close, but I would put the odds at... You still can't do negative odds, right, for a tournament of this scale. Like
minus 110.
Like, what are the...
Minus 110.
There's no chance.
Yeah, you can't do minus 110. You can't do...
Impossible.
What are the Dodgers to win the World Series in 2027? What are the odds? It's
probably
minus 500.
No, to
I'm
win
kidding.
the...
I was kidding.
Probably a plus 4 something, I had to guess. 3 something.
Okay,
maybe.
let me see. I'm going to Google it.
Meanwhile, give me your pick while Dave Googles.
Plus 230. They're actually plus 2. They're
wow.
plus 230. So I would put them at, based on everything I hear and saw from the squad out of Lakewood, I would do a little more than plus 230. I'd put them at about plus 300, and I'd put the Lakewood squad at plus 400.
I think in a shocker to most people, I believe Rides to Fly, the Lakewood team led by Ellie Siegel, I think they will win the championship, and here's why. 2 reasons, and I kept on emphasizing this throughout the podcast. I think they're going to want it more. I'm not saying that CBS is not going to come out with tremendous energy, and they have freak athletes and Zinn and Robinson and Zagelbaum, everyone you're talking about. Moshe Levy, who won the Tier 2 championship last year. They were on the cusp, and obviously there are different teams this year, but they're on the cusp of winning the championship last year. They lost in a way that is your dream if you win and your nightmare if you lose. They're bringing back their guys that they win with every single year in Lakewood. Now, is Lakewood as talented as this tournament? Not even close. However, I think they're going to come out with the extra energy, the extra passion, and I think it'll be very close. If you ask me for odds, I think they're out even maybe in favor potentially CBS overrides to Fly in the odds. But I think, assuming they match up in the championship, which we assume they will, assuming they get the top 2 seeds, I think ultimately they're going to want it more. A lot of these Five Towns guys won last year. A lot of these Five Towns guys, as much as they're never going to admit it, maybe feel a little bit awkward or weird that they're not running it back with the same team as last year. There's a lot of, not a lot of, but there's some inner, I don't like calling it turmoil because Avrami's the sweetest guy in the world, but there's got to be naturally there has to be some sort of uncomfortability with the fact that they're not running it back with those same guys. And I think between all those things, because they're so close in talent, I think ultimately Rise to Fly and Ellie Siegel will add another ring to his trophy case. A very, very close game that could end very similarly to how we saw it last year.
Just want to add 2 things. I think the Twillery photo shoot might throw things off. Like, I just might, like, after Rami did, I really think that could just knock them out already. That's already a reason why they could lose. But something in their favor, by the way, the most dominant defensive player last year in the entire tournament, by the way, was Yossi Lowinger. There was a controversy. He switched teams. He won the championships, but he was the most dominant player.
Keep in mind, keep in mind
he was in tier 2. He was in tier 2. But this year, he's joining Avrami Zegelbaum's squad in tier 1, joining Alicia Niv, Shlomo Open on the D-line. So, yeah, it's another big pickup. But yeah.
Is he getting any receiver time? Is he getting any receiver time? Because Yossi claims he's the best receiver in the league. He's getting any receiver time?
Yossi does claim he's the best receiver in the league, but he might be the 5th string receiver on that team, so we'll see if he gets receiving time. So, I don't know. But he is a beast.
So there you go. So there we have it. Dave's got CBS. I got Rights to Fly. Yonason doesn't want to give his opinion because it's too delicate. Let's move on to tier 2.
I'm abstaining.
All right, tier 2. Let's run through this fast and let's get to our last goal topic.
I'm going to go through faster. You ready? Ready, guys? Let's run through tier 2. You ready? My number 1. I'm starting at number 6. My number 6. I'm sorry. See, I've been doing it better this time. I've learned from my mistakes. Number 6 in the power rankings. I'm going to go with the King Ventures Flamingos. Now, this is not an offense to them. I think tier 2 is actually much more epic than tier 1 this year because I think all 6 teams can win. Dave, you asked me earlier, or Avi asked me earlier, can all 6 teams win? In tier 2, all 6 teams can win. And I love that. I really love that. And Yosef Kreiner is a guy who's been playing well in Israel. He's the quarterback of this team. They have talent. But I would still rank them towards the bottom. I just don't see dominant receiving from them. I just don't know if that's enough. Like they seem like they have good linemen, and they're good, but I just don't know if it'll be enough for them to be higher on the list. So I'm gonna have them at 6 right now. But definitely a team I could see winning. Wouldn't be shocked at all. Number 5. Sorry for not giving as many shout outs, but no, we got to get through this fast. Number 5, I will have my own team. I like underdogging my boys. That sounds inappropriate, I feel like. No?
Yeah, you and Jeffrey Solimanov. We have a captain in our basketball league who has like 2, in the tier 2, one of the top 3 teams, tier 1, one of the top 5 teams. He'll never favor himself on any line. He likes doing lines for games. He'll always give himself underdogs, even when
I got to be
obviously not.
I got to be an underdog here. But listen, Dovi Geitzel is maybe my favorite quarterback ever to play with. Not the best quarterback I've ever played with, but maybe my favorite. I have great chemistry with him. Love playing with him. Penny Fried is maybe the best tight end in the entire tier 2. Yosef Sinema, my boy, on the D-line. We're going to have, by the way, the one thing I got to give a shout out to is the secondary I'm playing with. You guys, you got to hear about the Guggenheims. The Guggenheim brothers, Shai and Shua Guggenheim, they're going to be holding receivers the whole game. The refs are never going to call it. The players are going to yell at them. The players are going to get angry at them, and Shai is not going to respond back. Shua's going to talk trash. Shai is going to stay quiet, and they're going to be physical, holding receivers the whole game. Moshe Klein, another great press corner. I think our secondary might be the best secondary in this tournament, so our defense could be great. On offense, I don't know if we're as dominant. We'll see, but I just like putting us as an underdog. We're going to put us at 5. Number 4. That is the Cobra Event Rentals Blue Shells. Number 4, we're moving on to, I would say, Chaim Chop's team. Chaim Chop is playing for the Simchas by Shloyo Aliens. Now, Chaim Chop himself went to the Tier 1 LBA Championships last year, and in our tournament went to the Tier 1 Tournament Championships last year and lost. So a phenomenal quarterback with
and by the way, absolutely dominated it before Ellie Siegel came back. He was really
But dare I say, I don't know if anyone in the whole tournament played as good at QB as Chaim Chop. Maybe an easy schedule, but no one played as well as Chaim Chop did early on in that tournament in the regular season. And he has Yoni Cohen at receiver, who won Tier 1 championships last year with Swirly Dax. So he's got a great receiver with him. Got some great players.
Oh, really? That's a fun little. Oh no, it's Tier 2 though, so they're not going to go up against each other. Okay, go ahead. Yeah. Tier 2, and they have some great young Lakewood players. It's a great team, and led by a great quarterback. Again, moving on to number 3, I'm going to say led by Yahoo Kut, who went to the championships last year. I'm going to say I'm going to go with
right above roofing Uncle Drew. Noam Deitch did an amazing job as a captain. Shout out to him in collecting well. Yaakov Abraham, shout out to him for collecting so much money. Yaoko went to the championships last year and lost, but they put together a great team. They have amazing receivers like Shiowitz.
They didn't just lose. They got absolutely demolished.
Yeah, they got crushed. They got crushed. But Yao has a totally different team. Shiowitz is an unbelievable receiver. Morris Levy, an unbelievable defender and receiver. Great team. Moving on to number 2, we got, I'm going to say, the Smash House Light Railers. Now, again, they won last year 40-0. I'm not having it at number 1 because they don't have a lot of their guys back. They do have Akiva Guggenheim back if he makes his way to the tournament and raises money. He's back. Kobe Koltai at center is back. But it's Kurtz. It's Kurtz's team still, and Kurtz brings the good players. He has Moshe Hollander, who might be arguably.
Avi, I am so sorry for giving up those 3 runs in the 7th inning in the quarterfinals in RSK last year. I still think about it every single night when I go to bed.
Are you running it back with those boys?
They're all
they're
away.
in Israel. They're in Israel. But yes, Kurtz is Kurtz accepts your apology. He feels
I
you.
apologize, Avi.
He
Yeah,
feels you,
so
Avi. He
close.
does.
We were so close to them beating Yonason Lowinger's team in the semis.
That's not happening. That was never going to happen. But what's it called? But yeah, listen, I feel like maybe I'm disrespecting Kurtz by putting him at 2. He played phenomenal last year. He dominated Tier 2. And he has Moshe Hollander, who might be the best receiver in the entire Tier 2 right now. But I'm going to put him at 2 because my number 1 team is led by Penny Pollock. That's going to have at number 1. I'm going to have the M&R Asset. Shout out my boy Moshe Schwartz for sponsoring the Light Railers. And Penny Pollock, I just think, is the best quarterback here in Tier 2. He played in LBA in Tier 1 this year, and he went 6-0. He dominated LBA. He went undefeated. He lost to Siegel in the championships, but he's playing in Tier 2 because he felt like he wanted a better chance to win. What?
Got crushed. Didn't he get crushed?
He got crushed by Siegel. It's
Yeah,
true. But he beat Siegel in the regular season. He beat Siegel in the regular season in Lakewood. That would be my number 1 team. M&R Assets led by Captain Shalom Ka with a great D-line of Bayless and Recant. And Penny Pollock, I just think, is an absolute stud at QB. They have other great players across the board. I wish I could give more shout-outs, but I want to move on to the schedule. But yeah, that is my power rankings. Bobby and Dave, your picks.
We got through a big chunk. We're only 47 minutes into the podcast, and we just
Avi
got
and Dave
the
picks. Who's your picks?
Avi, you take this one first.
It's a good question. See, I don't know this tier as well. I don't know the players as well. You know, as it is football, you know, HSL still is not running a football league, which we would love to, but I just don't know the tier as well. Let me look through the rosters very quickly.
You're saying you don't trust Kurtz to run? You don't trust Kurtz to run it back?
So I was gonna say, based on my theme, like, you know, Avi won it last year. He lost a lot of guys. I'm not so sold on Avi repeating. However, I don't really know a lot of the teams. I see Yonason Lowinger always brings good teams, and I think he's beyond downplaying his team. Last year, he said his team would be total garbage, and they blew a massive lead in the first round of the playoffs to Kiffle, and they could have easily made it to the semis, and who knows what would have happened then. So you have to automatically give a lot of credence to Yonason.
I gave away my players, though, Avi, if you're curious, though. Meaning, on my team, I had Morris Levy. We switched him to Kut. I had Shua Krasnow. We switched him to Bolts. I had Yossi Levinger. I switched him to Zagobaum. So a lot of my great pickups have been switched, but don't worry, we'll still be very good.
All right, well, if I have to pick someone now, I guess I'll have to put my trust in Yonason Lowinger and say that MI Asset will win the championship.
We'll take
No,
that.
not on your team. Not on your team.
Oh.
Not on your team.
Oh, my opinion. You're saying M&R Asset.
If you guys are really on the cusp of a championship team, I understand every team's close, but I would assume you guys you'd put yourself somewhere 1 to 3. If you're really putting yourself back at 4, probably not.
Five.
I think you're better than 5. I think you're better than 5. I don't think you win the championship. I'll trust you on. I'll go M&R Asset. I know a few of the guys in the team. Obviously, Menachem Caden's coming off of a championship.
Yeah, by the way, and Schoenborn. Aiden and Schoenborn are both coming off Muncie championships.
Yeah, as you said, Penny Pollock dominated the Lakewood League and beat Siegel in the regular season, so obviously there's that for them. Obviously, he's an elite quarterback.
And
so
by the way, Michal Kut and Shalom Kut are coming off Tier 2 championships in Lakewood also.
Yeah, so let's go M&R Asset. Now you're getting me more and more comfy in my pick as we talk. Dave, what do you have?
I gotta go with my boy Avi Kurtz, the one and only. That's how he saved in my phone. He's a great kid. We had him on the podcast.
Great podcast.
He saved that way in my phone. Great podcast member.
Good personality, great pitcher, and quarterback.
I guess I guess he's losing his boy Moshe Levy this year, but I still gotta go with Kurtz. Is his team mostly 5 towns?
His team is mostly 5 towns, but a mix. Hollanders from Muncie. Where's Kurtz's team? You guys know Dovey Schwartz. You guys know Dovey Schwartz from 5 Towns League, I'm sure.
Love Dovey Schwartz. He's my boy.
Yeah,
He's on Dave's
a
team.
little mix. Akiva Guggenheim's from Tom's River. They're a little bit of a mix. But yeah.
Googie, we call him. We Googie. Call him Googie.
Googie or
Googie, the
Um,
$1 razor at a time. The $1 at a time razor.
Yeah,
Oh, yeah,
they're a
remember that
legendary
last
team,
year.
so I got to go with the light railers. Yep.
All right, we ready to announce the schedule?
All right, what else? Can we do it? I really got to jump off. Is it possible to do another podcast? We've been going for an hour already.
Dave, the players will kill you. They're waiting for the schedule. It's the only thing they want to hear.
All right, let's
Okay,
look
go
at
ahead,
the schedule.
Yonason. Go ahead.
Dave will announce it. You ready? The schedule.
Yeah.
By the way,
Okay.
this means a lot. I remember, I know from RSK, the biggest thing for me in softball and playing is who am I playing against. So I
Of
understand.
course,
why
everyone's
players
dying
are-
to know what they're playing against. Ready? We're going to do Tier 2
This
first.
is, this is the point. This is the point of the podcast where players might actually skip over everything, including power rankings, to watch us. Anyways, go ahead, Yonason.
Okay,
Let's
Game
start with
1
tier 2.
at
Let's start with
10:30.
tier 1 for the power rankings. Let's start with tier 2.
Tier 2, Game 1 at 10:35 a.m. We've got Right Above Roofing versus Simchas by Shloyo. So that is Yahoo Kut versus Chaim Chop. We've got Smash House versus M&R Asset. That's Avi Kurtz, and that's versus Penny Pollock. And we have King Ventures versus Cobra Event Rentals. That's Yosef Kreindler versus Dovi Geitzel's. I actually think of all the Tier 2 windows, this is the best window of games. Because in my power rankings, this is 1 versus 2, 3 versus 4, and 5 versus 6. So this is the best window of games in Game 1. Okay? Game 2, 11:15 a.m. We got King Ventures versus Smash House. So that's Kreindler versus Kurtz. But that's a rivalry. May versus Netzach. This is a long-time rivalry, Kreindler versus Kurtz. We have Cobra Event Rentals versus Right Above Roofing. So that's Yahoo Kut versus Dovi Geitzel's. We've got Simchas by Shloyo versus M&R Asset. That is Penny Pollock against Chaim Chop. Two Great Lakewood quarterbacks playing against each other. Game 3, 12 p.m. We've got Cobra Event Rentals versus M&R Asset. That's Dovi Geitzel's versus Penny Pollock. We've got Smash House versus Simchas by Shloyo. That is Chaim Chop versus Avi Kurtz. And we have King Ventures versus Right Above Roofing. That is Yosef Kreindler versus Yahoo Kut. That is the schedule for Tier 2. Moving on to Tier 1 schedule. Game 1, 10:35 a.m. We've got Evergreen Benefits Group, which is the Bolts versus Advanced Flooring. So that is Dovi Man versus Chaim Finkelstein. We've got CBS versus Twillery. That is Avrami Zegelbaum against Avrami Tepler, against Eliezer Weissmandel. We've got Rides to Fly versus Fast and Halberstam. That is Ellie Siegel, Joslet versus Akiva Klein. Game 2, 11:15 a.m. This is my best window. This is the window of the day. This is my 1 and 2, 3 and 4, 5 and 6 playing each other. This is a great window of games. We've got CBS versus Rides to Fly. That's Zegelbaum against Siegel. We've got Evergreen Benefits Group versus Fast and Halberstam. That's Chaim Finkelstein versus Akiva Klein. And we've got Twillery versus Advanced Flooring. That's Eliezer Weissmandel against Dovi Man. Game 3, 12 p.m. We've got Twillery versus Evergreen Benefit Groups. That is Eliezer Weissmandel against Chaim Finkelstein. Fast and Halberstam versus CBS. That is Akiva Klein versus Avrami Zegelbaum. And the final game, Rides to Fly versus Advanced Flooring, which is Dovi Man against Ellie Siegel. That is our schedule. That is our power rankings. What a podcast, boys. Dave, if you got to hop it up. Avi, you want to give a quick shout out to some sponsors or whatever before we end? Otherwise,
Shout out to all the sponsors. We'll maybe hopefully do one more podcast where we could shout them out. In particular, again, like I said, every one of our amazing sponsors will be very much highlighted throughout the whole day. I'll do a separate video status on my WhatsApp highlighting each sponsor individually. Obviously, shout out to Altbank, who is the Super Bowl sponsor, and we really thank Altbank for everything they do, not only for HSL but now also for the Gauntlet. And we will go through sponsors on my status at the game all day. Please make sure to save the HSL number.
Absolutely.
We're so looking forward
Avi,
to
three sponsors I think deserve just a bigger shout out. Shout out Webissery for making a beautiful website. You'll see them on the bags.
Yes.
A beautiful website for us. Players, check out their websites. It's fantastic.
And
Shout out
next year, we're going to be adding DOF payments. But Ezra's Hashem, that was a big misstep on
donors
our
fund,
part
those
this
easy
year.
make payments easier. Yes. Shout out to Cobra Event Rentals, our rentals guy, who coming back as a sponsor, who does most of the tent and the equipment and everything we need. And shout out also to Fast and Halberstam for giving a big sponsorship, who's going to be a team and a field sponsor. So shout out to those three.
Yeah, shout out Fast and Halberstam. They're amazing. Thank you, Shmuel Holzer, for that connection.
And also to people watching this, you have a good time at the Gauntlet. You enjoy. We already have the date locked down for 2027. If you know of a business that wants to sponsor, first of all, it's a great cause. It goes to Tzedakah. It's great marketing for them, and it will make the tournament just better and better and better. And we hope to have a lot more amenities and a lot better ways
guys,
to
players,
service the
please
players.
Bet raising. Please get raising. We can't do this without players raising. The whole thing's for tzedakah, obviously, as we spoke about Ezra earlier. And the tournament only functions if the players are raising their money. Otherwise, and hopefully past their amounts, reach incentives. We have amazing prizes we're giving. So we got Twillery earsuit raffles. We got Wall Street Grill money. We've got cleats and Bose speakers and custom gloves. So, players got raising, hit your minimum amounts at least or more. Shout out Twillery, one of our sponsors, and awesome stuff, boys.
Smash House food also, another big addition. Everyone loves Smash House. Okay, thank you everybody for tuning in. This will be a nice 1-hour podcast for you to listen to when you drive home from work today. We appreciate you all. Yonason, you're good. Dave, any last thoughts before we head out, or we're good to go?
Dave, give me some last thoughts. Dave, give me a thought, Dave.
I'm just so excited for Sunday. I don't think I'm going to sleep at all Saturday night.
It's probably the most enjoyable day of the HSL calendar year, and he's mentioned it multiple times. That and the All-Star game, which unfortunately looks like it might not be there
Dave,
anymore.
if this is better than last year's tournament, would it top your wedding potentially? Amy's not watching the podcast. Don't worry, she's not.
I think it might. I think it might.
Okay.
I think it might.
It might.
Yeah.
It might. Wait, will it top the day Trump got inaugurated?
It depends on. Oh, I don't know about that. It really depends on how high quality the massage therapists are to see if it compares to the wedding.
Oh, get ready.
We'll see.
We're super excited.
No, but seriously, I spoke to Mr. Grady today at the Elizabeth Parks Department. People don't know we had some trouble getting in last year. We were a little delayed, so they put me in touch with Mr. Grady, the supervisor. Yeah, the Parks don't know. He alleges that there won't be any trouble getting in there at 4 a.m. I don't know if I'm going to be there at 4. I'll for sure be there by 6, assuming everything goes well with God's help. I love seeing them erect that tent.
Weather. That's it.
Diving for beautiful weather.
Say it again, Dave. What do you love seeing them do?
I love seeing them erect that tent. It's a very fascinating thing to watch. You have like 15 men all together putting the tent up. I don't know. It's so funny.
Avi's 10 years old.
Watching everything come together. No, he just knows me well. Watching everything come together is really amazing. It's like really, we got to get there early, putting up the field signs and the signage.
Yes.
There's so many little
Dave,
pieces.
when you're making these jokes, just don't do the hand motions. Just keep the hands down also.
It's an awesome day. It's going to be amazing. We can't wait to see everyone there and for everyone to receive their merch and, like I said, the music and the vibes. And it looks, knock on wood, if that's allowed to be said on this podcast, it looks amazing, the weather. Hopefully rain will hold off, but it's going to be warm-ish, which is great. It doesn't have to be super warm for football, but we're looking 50s, 60s. So it's just all looking really positive. And
it definitely won't be a washout. It definitely won't be a washout unless something radically changes.
Baruch Hashem, I will not have to fly back from Florida for March 29th.
No, listen, I just wait. I want to see which teams text me about the worry about rain and which teams don't. I'm always curious. Who's the real men? Who's the guys who say let's play tournament through the drizzle? Which guys are like, are you sure? Should we play? I like seeing who's who.
It's crazy by the way that it might be 70 degrees. It's almost too hot for a football tournament.
Yeah.
Then we definitely got to load up on drinks.
All right.
Well,
more drinks. We'll get more drinks.
Oh, I've already ordered. Maybe I'll double it. I've already ordered 2 bottles of Gatorade per player and 4 bottles of water per player, or up to 6 bottles of fluid per player. Yonason, I know, is going to say it's not enough.
No, that's enough.
We had last year. We had probably 30 extra cases of drinks. So I
and guys, feel free to bring fans, bring the boys to watch. We would love to have people come watch the games.
Are we having any special?
I thought Yonason was saying fans because of how hot it's going to be.
But no. Bring fans in. And we're going to discuss maybe the potential of having a special thing for fans to do. Some sort of prize, money-winning thing, competition, we'll see. But, bring the boys, bring your families, bring your wives, bring your kids. It should be an epic, unbelievable day. I'm going to sign off before my computer dies. Avi, Dave, great stuff.
Thanks, guys. We'll see you Sunday. See ya.
I just sent the person